Yeah. Welcome to Wrestling Uncensored. I'm Dave Simon. He is Johnny North. WrestlingUncensored.net is the website. We are here with you talking professional wrestling, everything going on in the WWE. You can check us out. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/ringsidereport.net. Go to the channel, subscribe, like the video, and so on. Right? Big Johnny is here. You can follow him at North Genesis on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow me at Dave Simon MMA. We are going to preview WWE Extreme Rules for you here over the next hour. We are now not only online, not only on TSN 690 in Montreal, but also I'd like to welcome in new partners for Wrestling Uncensored and the Ringside Report Network. Extra 90.5 in Peterborough, Ontario. So welcome to all our new listeners on Extra 90.5. It is great to talk to you about professional wrestling. The home of Bobby Roode, great WWE professional wrestler out in Peterborough, Ontario. Bobby Roode not booked for WWE Extreme Rules, although who knows, maybe he'll turn up the new 24/7 champion. Who is the current 24/7 champion? Did Ronald Truth ever get the title back, Big Johnny?
No, he did not. Maverick's still the champion. Drake Maverick.
Maverick is still the champion. All right. Have you ever wrestled Bobby Roode? You've wrestled a lot of people. You've been in the Canadian indie wrestling scene for a long time. I know Bobby Roode's been in and out. You ever wrestle that guy?
The former co-host did. Jeremy Prophet wrestled him in a tag match. I actually wrestled Beer Money in Montreal.
Beer Money, yes. Bobby Roode and James Storm. Congratulations, by the way, to James Storm. He became the new NWA heavyweight champion, beating, what's that guy's name? Brutus Magnus? What's his new name?
It was just Magnus, but I think Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis, yeah, that's what they call him now. So James Storm is a new champion.
Congrats to James Storm. That's amazing.
NWA heavyweight champion. Johnny, we are not talking about the NWA. We're not talking about AEW. We're not talking about New Japan. We're talking about the WWE here on the show. We got a lot of WWE stuff to get to. Extreme Rules headlined by Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. I think that is the match of the card, right? That is the main event.
Not winner take all?
I don't know. I think Shane and Drew is bigger.
I agree, but I feel that the winner take all match was the first match announced, and I feel like that has more high stakes because you have two championships on the line, and this could be the end finally of Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans against Becky and Seth. It's also pretty big.
It is a big match, but you're talking about the end of Baron and Lacey like there's some great tag team that's been around for years. Who cares about the end of Baron and Lacey? The stipulation on that match is last chance. I mean, it's very convoluted, right? Last chance, winner take all, mixed tag team Extreme Rules match, where both the WWE Universal title and Raw Women's title are on the line. So basically, it's a tag team match where Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch are defending their respective belts, where their belts are both on the line in a tag team match against Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans. And it's Extreme Rules, which means anything goes, no DQ, whatever.
The other tag match is also Extreme Rules, no holds barred, so they can pretty much do whatever they want.
Which is good.
It's great.
As it should be.
I'm also looking forward to the outside interference more so in that match, because after what Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, and Elias as a team now, I see there being a lot more salad dressing in that match compared to the winner-take-all match.
Yeah, that match could be very interesting. I'm looking forward to that one more than anything on the card.
Well, I'm looking forward to the triple threat tag. I think that will be a solid match.
Yes. Daniel Bryan and Rowan against the New Day and Heavy Machinery, a triple threat tag team match for the Smackdown tag team titles. We also have Alistair Black versus Cesaro one-on-one. Ricochet defending the U.S. title versus AJ Styles. Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley in a last man standing match. This is actually a pretty good card. Now that I'm really looking at it,
yep,
this is pretty good stacked up on paper here. The Revival defending the Raw tag team titles against the Usos. Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross in a 2-on-1 handicap match for the SmackDown Women's title. That's real interesting. I'm real invested in that and what's going to go on there. Drew Gulak defending the Cruiserweight title against Tony Nese. I'm sure will be a very solid wrestling match. I know Kofi Kingston and Samoa Joe are going to have a great one. Kofi Kingston defending the WWE title there. You look at the undercard of this, and it is very solid. Like, this is a 10-match card. 8 of the 10 matches have the possibility of being match of the night. Like, I don't think the main events will be the best matches on the card, but they're very interesting nonetheless because they've spent a lot of TV time in building Seth and Becky versus Baron and Lacey. They spent a lot of TV time building up Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre as this tag team against Roman Reigns. And finally, Roman will have adequate backup in the form of The Undertaker. So they've done well in promoting those matches and making them feel big. The rest of the card, though, you look at the wrestling that we're going to see here, it's going to be fantastic. I mean, from Braun and Bobby, Last Man Standing, to Ricochet versus AJ, to Alistair Black and Cesaro, to that triple threat tag team match, Samoa Joe versus Kofi Kingston. This could be the wrestling card of the weekend when we are going to see 2 great New Japan cards and 1 great All Elite Wrestling card on Saturday night. So Sunday night, you know, this might be the show. WWE Extreme Rules. This might be the card. The WWE has the opportunity at Extreme Rules in Philadelphia to steal the weekend from everyone else.
Well, I feel if you look at Stomping Grounds, the last pay-per-view, the mid-card I thought did steal the show. They had the best matches. The main events weren't as great. And I feel like it's going to happen again with this card because the undercard, in my opinion, I think they went all out to make sure it was the best pay-per-view they could possibly make it.
Yeah, they really seem like they have tried quite hard, right?
And it's not even SummerSlam, so I'm glad WWE's trying.
This looks like a great wrestling show. I was really not that excited for Extreme Rules until I started going through match by match and realizing, wow, this could be awesome. This could be one of the best pay-per-views of the year.
Well, you didn't have a lot of high hopes for Stomping Grounds. That turned out pretty good. Now you have high hopes for this. So I kind of worry that maybe the expectations will be a little too high.
And, of course, we're going to be live on the YouTube channel right after Extreme Rules. So once you are done watching that show, you can watch us recap all the action on the YouTube channel at youtube.com/ringsidereport.net. We are on YouTube after every single WWE pay-per-view, from WrestleMania to Stomping Grounds to Extreme Rules to SummerSlam to all the shows in between, live on YouTube. You can check us out right after Extreme Rules at youtube.com/ringsidereport.net.
The only thing I'm really worried about going into Extreme Rules is just the flow of it. I felt Stomping Grounds, it had a good flow of matches back to back, where Extreme Rules, you just got to get off to a good start. So I don't know what they're going to start with, but it needs to be better than Stomping Grounds because Lacey Evans and Becky Lynch, that didn't start off pay-per-view very well.
That was the opening match of Stomping Grounds, right?
It was.
Okay, well, what would you open this show with? I'll tell you what I would do. I would go right off the bat, start hot, give us Ricochet versus AJ Styles for the U.S. title. You know it's a good match. We've seen it a couple times on Raw, but it will get the crowd going, and it will be an excellent match. Ricochet has won once. AJ has won once. Both non-title matches. This one for the title. Or maybe the last one when Ricochet won was for the title. I'm not sure. Either way, this is the big one. This is the pay-per-view match, and it is the third match to determine. It's the rubber match. You figure out who is the winner in this short series so far, Ricochet or AJ Styles, 2 of the very best in the world, 2 of the best in-ring talents the WWE has ever seen. And they're doing battle for the U.S. title. Should be an awesome match. Again, right here, could steal the show. I would open with this one.
That's solid. It's pretty good. I'd open with the three-way tag, actually.
Okay. Well, let's start, though, our preview with this one. Who do you have going over? Who is winning? Who will be the U.S. champion at the end of the night?
I'm going to go with AJ.
I agree.
Wow, I'm very surprised by that. I thought you'd go with Ricochet.
Why?
Just because AJ, this feud kind of came out of nowhere. They kind of gave him the belt already, then they took it back. I feel now this time they'll give maybe Ricochet the clean win, but I feel it should also be AJ winning because he's just the better wrestler.
I mean, who the better wrestler is doesn't really account for much in the WWE. It doesn't really matter. You know, I think they're both very, very good as well. Like to say AJ's better. I agree, but not by much, right? Ricochet's tremendous. It's not like saying, well, it's AJ versus The Miz. AJ should win because he's the better wrestler. Like, Ricochet's actually very good. But I think AJ Styles should win this because I like what they're doing here with AJ reuniting with his Bullet Club guys, with Carl Anderson, with Luke Gallows. I like what they're doing there, and I want to see more. And I don't think they're going to give AJ the Universal title just yet. So in the meantime, give him the WWE United States Championship. Ricochet has had a short run. He beat Joe. It's all well and good. But let's do something with AJ Styles and the Good Brothers. Let's give AJ the U.S. title, and let's do something with this AJ Styles heel turn. He just turned heel. Give him a belt. Make it more impactful. Make it mean something.
Well, by giving AJ the win, it also kind of continues the feud in a sense, because I feel if Ricochet wins this one, it's pretty much over. But if AJ wins, I feel Ricochet kind of deserves a rematch or will win a rematch, and I think they'll face off at SummerSlam.
So you think this isn't over?
No, I don't think so. I think a lot of these matches you'll probably see at SummerSlam again.
I think that's definitely a possibility. I'm not sure. SummerSlam is still a ways away. I guess there's nothing in between this and SummerSlam, though, right? The SummerSlam pay-per-view would be the next big event for the WWE. That's taking place August 11th in Toronto. So just about a month away. They're going to have quite a while to build that big show, their biggest show of the summer.
And usually that's going to be stacked with like 15, 16 matches.
Wow. Should be like a 5 or 6 hour pay-per-view. This one is looking like it's going to be a good 4 hours. The last one ended pretty early. It was maybe 3 hours, 3:15, Stomping Grounds. This one, I think, is going to go from 7 all the way to 11 p.m. Eastern.
Maybe a little under 11 p.m.
It's 10 matches. It's a lot.
Yeah, but the matches don't have to be particularly long matches. I can see a couple of short matches. I think Cesaro and Alistair Black, I don't think that's going to be particularly long.
Stomping Grounds was 9 matches.
Right.
And it only lasted 3 hours. This is 10. Maybe you're right. Maybe it won't be that long.
The handicap match doesn't need to be too long, though I feel like the last one was pretty long that they had.
So we both think AJ Styles is going to beat Ricochet. What about that handicap match for the SmackDown Women's title? Bayley defending against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. There was a lot of Alexa Bliss. Well, not really a lot of Alexa Bliss, but mostly a lot of Nikki Cross Bayley talk this week, right? A lot of
changed the match.
A lot of that going on. Yeah, they changed the match. It was supposed to be 1-on-1 Alexa versus Bayley because Alexa had won the match when Nikki Cross beat Bayley.
Correct, yeah.
But now they had a beat the clock on Raw. First they cut a promo about it, right? They did a backstage promo, and then they had their beat the clock challenge, and it was Bayley versus Sarah Logan. Bayley won in 4 minutes, 32 seconds, and Nikki Cross had to win against Dana Brooke faster, which is always so demeaning for like Sarah Logan or Dana Brooke. They're just jobbers that are there to be beat as quickly as possible. It's a foregone conclusion that they're already losing. It's just a matter of how long will it take. Well, demeaning. And for Dana Brooke, it only took 2 minutes and 22 seconds. It looks worse when they show you how long it takes. Like, really didn't take long for Nikki Cross to beat Dana Brooke. Remember when they were trying to do something with Dana Brooke, when people were getting behind Dana Brooke in a push? I guess that's over with because she just lost in 2 minutes and 22 seconds to Nikki Cross.
But you know how it works right now. It's just the people who are number one contenders, they pretty much are going to beat everyone in their path. Natty was the number one contender. Now she loses all the time to Lacey Evans. That's just how it works. Like, it's not her time right now. Back of the line, and anytime you're going to face Nikki Cross, you're going to lose because it's Nikki's time.
Beat the clock challenges, though, I think exposes how much of a jobber someone really is. When you know, on paper, it says Nikki Cross beats Dana Brooke in 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Doesn't look good for Dana Brooke. It's hard to promote Dana Brooke to a higher level anytime soon because of what just happened to her on Raw.
Right, but it makes Nikki look amazing.
Sure. Makes Nikki Cross look very, very strong. Makes her look like she's strong enough to beat Bayley on her own. But it's a 2-on-1 match. So Nikki Cross says, I won the beat the clock, which means I get to pick the stipulation, and I'm choosing it to be a 2-on-1 handicap match, myself and Alexa Bliss. I'm going to help Alexa, and I'm going to beat you, Bayley, to become the champion. Well, get the title for Alexa, right?
Right.
Then they had a contract signing on SmackDown, and Alexa was again not there. Apparently she had some sort of sinus infection or something, not on TV. I think she's going to be on the pay-per-view, but who knows?
Interesting.
I don't know. Maybe that's why they brought in Nikki Cross in this match, because Alexa might not even show up. Who knows what the deal is with Alexa Bliss, but she couldn't be on TV this week. So I'm not sure that she's actually going to be in this match. Bayley says, Nikki, we're a lot alike, and you're manipulated like I was manipulated by people when I first got here. And Nikki says, stop talking about Alexa Bliss. She's not manipulating me. She's my friend. And Bayley says, Nikki, what happens if you win? Like, is Alexa going to still be your friend if she gets what she wants? And Nikki Cross says, look, we will be the first ever co-champions of the SmackDown Women's title when we win. Which, there's already tag team titles for the women's division. A co-champion is a little much, but whatever. But Nikki Cross says that if she and Alexa win, they will be co-SmackDown Women's champions.
2 Raw superstars.
Two people from Raw. Yeah. What happens here? Like, how does Bayley win?
Well, quite easily, if it's just going to be one-on-one. If Alexa doesn't show up, I think she beats Nikki Cross one-on-one. That's no problem. If it's a handicap match, I just see them being a problem. Something like what we saw at the last pay-per-view, where there's a little bit of a mix-up, and then Bayley just will get the win. Remember, if it's a handicap match, it's not 2 at the same time. It's still with tags. So it's not, like, impossible.
How about this? How about Bayley was right all along, and Bayley was trying to tell Nikki something? How about, because everybody expects, like, Alexa uses Nikki Cross to help her win the SmackDown title, and then if she doesn't win the SmackDown title, Nikki Cross costs the match somehow, and Alexa blames Nikki, and they have some sort of feud over that. Right?
Yeah.
Because Alexa was just pretending to be her friend, but she was just using her, and she should have listened to Bayley, right?
Of course.
That's the easy way. How about Bayley is right, but not in the way you think? Alexa isn't really Nikki's friend. She's Bayley's friend. And Alexa double crosses Nikki in the match, and they beat down Nikki Cross, and Bayley pins her, and Bayley and Alexa walk out friends, evil. Bayley is still the champion.
Be very surprising.
Bayley has realized that you cannot depend on your friends because your friends will abandon you. When you lose at WrestleMania in the biggest match of your career, your friends will abandon you. And this is something they've kept saying about Bayley. Bayley, you don't know what it's like to have a good friend because your friend, Sasha Banks, they don't say who, but your friend abandoned you. Use it. Let's go with that. Let's go there. And then you set up, Bayley and Alexa They're together. They're evil. They're beating up Nikki Cross. And then who makes the save down the road for Nikki Cross when Nikki really needs somebody? Sasha Banks. And then you're off. Bayley, Sasha, Bayley, Alexa, Nikki, Bayley and Nikki Cross versus Sasha and Alexa in a monster feud that would get a lot of people talking, because when you think they're going one way, they go another way. See, this is why the WWE should have hired me instead of Eric Bischoff, but,
Well, there's rumors of Sasha interfering already about this, but to help Bayley win. So
yeah, that's too easy. That's too much like, yeah, whatever, who cares? It doesn't do much for Nikki Cross. Just makes her look dumb still dumb for believing in Alexa's lies. At least if it's a more elaborate con, Nikki doesn't look as dumb because right now, Nikki Cross is the only person in the world who believes Alexa is her real friend. We, the viewers, we know, well, Nikki, you're just being dumb. Of course, Alexa's going to turn her back on you, obviously. But if we are also conned by Alexa and Bayley, Nikki doesn't wind up looking like the dumb one in the room. We all got suckered. So it's not your fault, Nikki Cross. We all fell for it. We all fell for Alexa and Bayley and their elaborate plan. Makes Nikki look way better. Doesn't make her look dumb when this is all said and done. Right? Because right now she looks dumb and a little bit mean.
I'd just be surprised they turned Bayley heel. I think they should have done it a long time ago, but the timing I think right now is bad for it. Apparently she's selling the most merch right now in WWE.
How is that possible?
I know. I was surprised when I heard this. And it's like, what? Bayley's actually doing it? But she's doing it. So she's really popular. Why would you turn her heel when you actually need popular stars in your women's division when you don't have Ronda around? I don't think they're going to turn Bayley heel. If anything, when Sasha comes back, I turn Sasha heel.
It's too easy. How about doing compelling storylines that take people off guard and surprise people and get people talking? How about that? That's what the WWE needs.
I think Sasha coming back, people will be talking no matter what, because they didn't expect Sasha to come back.
What, Sasha found her smile and now she's ready to come back to work?
Take the title from Bayley.
Sasha Banks lost her smile. Now she's back. Whatever. That's not a great story. I like mine better, Johnny North. So that's what I hope happens. I think no matter what, Bayley retains the SmackDown Women's title. I'm not sure what's going to go down. I like my scenario. I think the easy scenario is, what you said.
Right.
Where, Nikki Cross bumps into Alexa at the wrong time. Alexa falls out of the ring or something, and Nikki gets rolled up. Bayley wins, retains the title. Alexa's mad because they didn't win the championship. She pushes Nikki Cross. Maybe they fight, or maybe Nikki's just sad. Maybe Alexa beats up Nikki Cross, and then it's Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Cross. Doesn't make Nikki Cross somebody you really want to cheer for, because you're like, yeah, of course, Nikki Cross. How did you not see Alexa Bliss was going to do this to you? You dummy, Makes Nikki Cross, the character, look dumb.
Again, we'll wait and see. I mean, Alexa might not be there, right? So it just might be one-on-one, so that might change everything.
If it's one-on-one, I don't know. Maybe Nikki wins? But it's interesting, right? This match has got your attention because you never know what's going to happen.
Well, it'd be cool if Sasha came back. I think that's the best case scenario.
You don't like my deal where Bayley and Alexa turn?
I don't mind it, but I'd like Sasha to come back. And you have that eventually, just I think it should happen sooner.
Kofi Kingston versus Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship.
Is this even happening too?
Why not?
Because apparently Kofi's injured.
Kofi didn't wrestle on Raw or SmackDown this week. He's been on every show constantly.
And he said at the house show he's hurt too.
No wonder he's hurt. He's been worked to the bone since winning the WWE Championship. If he is hurt, what happens? Put the title on Joe?
Or put the title on Brock, because Paul Heyman said Brock might be there.
Ooh, Paul Heyman did cut a promo on Raw this week, and he says, this Sunday, Brock Lesnar is going to cash in his Money in the Bank contract on Kofi Kingston or Seth Rollins, and this is a spoiler. But then he also said, my spoilers have come true pretty much since WrestleMania 30. Every time I say this is a spoiler, it comes true. So I've built up enough credibility with all of you to tell you, well, it might be a spoiler or it might be a lie.
It's fun.
So now he's like, so I tell you that it is a spoiler, but I'm also telling you that, well, every time I tell you that, it comes true. So this time I might be lying to you because I have you believing what I'm saying. It was very confusing what Paul Heyman was saying, but I got it. I understood the general point. And I guess we have to tune in to Extreme Rules to find out if Paul Heyman is lying or not.
I just wonder what kind of match this is going to be, given if Kofi actually is hurt. Is this just going to be walk in and lose the title right away, like 1 minute, like what happened to Rey Mysterio? Or is Brock just going to storm the ring, cash in, and then it's over?
So Brock storms the ring, beats up Samoa Joe, beats up Kofi Kingston, takes the title, and goes home. Is that what's going to happen?
I could see it happening, yeah.
I'd be down with that. That'd be fun. People would freak out.
Should they freak out? I don't think so.
I think most people expect Brock to cash in on Seth. I would rather he cash in on Seth, I guess. Although, at this point, we've seen Brock and Seth so much, I'm kind of over it.
Well, you're going to get Brock and Seth if this happens, because then they're probably going to do a unification match at SummerSlam.
Really?
Well, it just makes sense, no? Like, to do that?
To unify the titles?
Because they teased it before, after WrestleMania, and then to do it again?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. See, Extreme Rules is fun, Johnny North. You never know what they're going to do. All right. We got to take a short pause here on the radio side. It is Wrestling Uncensored. I am Dave Simon. He is Johnny North. Little bit of a break, and when we come back, we will preview the rest of this Extreme Rules card, including The Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Shane O'Mac and Drew McIntyre. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. It is Wrestling Uncensored. I am Dave Simon. He is Johnny North. WrestlingUncensored.net is the website. You can go there. You can go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, like the video. The Ringside Report Network, always very active on YouTube at youtube.com/ringsidereport.net. We'll be live after WWE Extreme Rules. We were live during UFC 239. We had a big UFC 239 party. The Ringside Report crew was here. My brother was here. My buddy Paul was here. I mean, what a crew we had for UFC 239. You can check out Ringside Report, the MMA show. You can check out UFC 239 Watch Along, and so much more over at the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ringside Report, DOTNET.
When I first tuned in, I thought, oh, Fred brought his brother, and then it's like, oh, no, it's just Paul.
You thought they looked alike?
A lot alike.
But you know Paul.
Yeah, I know Paul, so it kind of like, oh, wait, that's Paul. Never mind.
So, yeah, we had a good time, and we're on YouTube as well. You can watch this show on YouTube. You can listen to it online as well, the podcast version available at ringsidereport.net. More info on that is on our website. And a big welcome to our friends out in Peterborough, Ontario at Extra 90.5. This is our first week out in Peterborough, Big Johnny.
And they're going to be kind of special in a sense when they have SummerSlam coming soon to Toronto. I'm sure a lot of people there are going to want to check that out.
Yeah.
NXT TakeOver, I think, mainly.
Take the drive over. Check out the big show coming up, in Toronto. SummerSlam at the, I guess not quite end of the summer, mid-August, right?
Well, you get TakeOver, you get SummerSlam, you're getting Raw and Smackdown, you're getting everything.
I feel like SummerSlam used to be later in the summer, didn't it?
It kind of flip-flopped, I found.
It used to be much later in the summer because I remember like every year when I was still in school, when I was still a kid, I couldn't watch SummerSlam because it was on too late. and the next day was always the first day of school. So it
Right.
must have been end of August, right? Early September.
I feel like in the late 90s, maybe 2000s
Yeah.
it was, but then I found like more like the 2012s, 14s. Like I feel like it's been August 18,
Yeah.
14,
They made it easier for the kids.
which is good.
It is good. Get more people watching SummerSlam. Johnny, we're going to be watching WWE Extreme Rules live from Philadelphia on the WWE Network. So we are not sure what's going to happen here with Kofi Kingston and Samoa Joe. Are you expecting a title change? Kofi has been WWE champion since WrestleMania. Are we saying we're going to see a title change here? Either Samoa Joe takes the belt or Brock Lesnar cashes in Money in the Bank?
Well, I've told you there's going to be a title change since they announced this match. I never said it was going to be Joe, but it could be Joe at this point, which is fun. But I definitely feel WWE title will change hands.
Wow. I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to see what they're going to do. It's a big, big pay-per-view. We have Alistair Black versus Cesaro. Alistair Black has been cutting these weirdo promos on SmackDown for months. Backstage, asking people to pick a fight with him, hoping someone picks a fight with him. Somebody knocked at his door. He took forever to answer the door. The guy went away. Then he came back. Turns out it's Cesaro. Why? I don't know.
He's a good worker. He can
Because
make.
they're both two tall European dudes?
Well, I think mainly he'll make Alistair Black look really good because this is kind of like his first match in a sense. It's not his first match, but in a way, it's his like re-debut.
Why do they have to sacrifice Cesaro for this, though?
Because he's always been put in that kind of position. When he's not in a tag team, he's just a good hand who can make everyone else look good. So they use him for that.
He's just being used.
Well, a lot of guys are being used, but they want to be used. He makes good money. He's on pay-per-view. Should be happy. Love
All
it.
right. Now, just before we get back to the Extreme Rules stuff, somebody who's not on this card, who seems like they're doing major things, is our man, Kevin Owens.
He'll probably be at the pay-per-view, just not wrestling.
He'll probably attack Shane McMahon, right?
He'll be involved, I think, in that match. There's no holds barred, right? So he can do what he wants.
So Kevin Owens this week on SmackDown had a big week.
Huge.
Big. So Dolph Ziggler shows up to the arena. He's interviewed about Kevin Owens. He says bad things about Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens shows up in his car and has an argument with Dolph, and then they brawl. And then the B team and the Singh brothers are miraculously there to separate them, right? How they get there. And then Shane McMahon shows up, and he's like, Kevin Owens, you're banned from the arena. You got to get out of here. You instigated this fight. Kevin Owens then shows up through the crowd. This is earlier in the day, so they show this.
Right.
And then Kevin Owens shows up through the crowd and cuts a monster promo. He says he sat back and tried to be a good company guy for too long, and it got him nothing. He says the McMahon family says they were going to change things, and all we got was more Shane McMahon on TV. He says he's sick of seeing Shane McMahon on TV all the time. Shane McMahon then shows up, of course, more Shane on TV, tries to cut KO's mic. KO gets on another microphone, says Shane calling himself the best in the world is an insult to everyone in the back, and he's taking up TV time. Taking up TV time away from Apollo Crews and Buddy Murphy and Liv Morgan and Asuka and Kairi Sane. And then security chases Kevin Owens out of the building until the main event when it's Roman Reigns versus Dolph Ziggler. Roman had to deal with Drew McIntyre and Elias and Shane McMahon at ringside. Roman does a big dive, takes out Drew and Elias. Shane McMahon looks like he's going to get involved. Here comes Kevin Owens with a kick to the gut, and the old stunner drops Shane, leaves the ring, goes through the crowd once again. Big promo, big stunner on Shane McMahon. It was starting to look like Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon at SummerSlam, but now I'm thinking maybe it's going to be Kevin Owens.
Inside Hell in a Cell again?
I don't know. They've had a match. They've had a feud, but KO was the heel back then, and Shane was the babyface. It seems like they are turning Kevin Owens babyface in a major way and maybe finally doing something with this guy.
So this was his pretty much CM Punk pipe bomb promo, right?
Yeah, it didn't feel as impactful as a CM Punk promo. Like when CM Punk did his thing, it was like the earth shattered in pro wrestling. This
Right.
was, it made noise, but it didn't change the landscape of the business.
Well, I feel this is more of a controlled pipe bomb.
Oh,
where
yeah.
They know what they're doing with this. They know where they want the story to go. And I feel like they're just off the magic again, off that pipe bomb promo where it's like, oh, let's try to recreate it. But Kevin Owens is the guy this time around to make it because he really needs it, given that a lot of people lost faith in Kevin Owens as a good guy since he made that heel turn.
I think he was given some leeway, though, in what he said.
The kiss my ass thing?
Maybe, but he also said, he talked about certain wrestlers not getting TV time, and he named a lot of them by name.
Right.
Like Liv Morgan and Asuka and Buddy Murphy. Like, he's right. Where are they?
They were there, weren't they not? I feel they were backstage doing photos or something.
What do you mean?
Liv Morgan, I think, did a photo or something backstage. That's all she does.
Why isn't she on TV? Whatever happened to the Riot Squad?
They broke up.
Whatever happened to Ruby Riot? Remember when the Riot Squad was all you saw on Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, but Ruby got...
They've all been disappeared.
Ruby has knee surgery, so she's out.
Okay. Sarah Logan gets jobbed out on Raw. All of a sudden, she's on TV. Haven't seen her in months. Liv Morgan, still missing.
Yeah, just backstage doing photos. That's it.
Finally, we saw Shinsuke Nakamura this week. He'd been gone for months.
And he won, but there's no payoff.
He beat Finn Balor, who's the Intercontinental Champion, on SmackDown. Excellent match. But like you said, no payoff. There's no Intercontinental title match now for Shinsuke. He beats the champ in a non-title, doesn't get a match at the pay-per-view. He's not booked at Extreme Rules, and neither is Finn Balor. And I think this is the second straight pay-per-view where Finn isn't booked as the Intercontinental Champion. He was not booked at Stomping Grounds either.
He was at Super Showdown, though.
Okay, but the last pay-per-view was Stomping Grounds, right?
Right.
Since that match with Andrade, he's not defended the Intercontinental Championship on pay-per-view. 2 straight pay-per-views and you don't have the Intercontinental Champion. I would much rather see Finn Balor on this thing than Drew Gulak versus Tony Nese for the Cruiserweight title. Like, those guys are on 205 Live. I don't need to see them on pay-per-view. Finn Balor and Shinsuke just had a match on SmackDown. I feel like they're more important in the landscape of the WWE right now.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I think it's just more a concern of time on this point. Like, there's just no time for them.
You could have waited for Alistair Black and Cesaro. That didn't need to happen here.
I feel like we waited a long time for Alistair Black. It's about time to get that over with. And I think you want to give enough time for Nakamura and Balor, and you just didn't have it. So don't have it until later. Maybe wait till SummerSlam.
Whatever happened to Bray Wyatt?
Yeah, the puppets are around. Didn't I see one puppet?
I didn't notice any puppets this week.
I feel like maybe in the Bailey promo or something there was a puppet.
So there's no more Firefly Funhouse. There's just puppets popping around, teasing something with Bray Wyatt, but it's been months of a tease and nothing seems to happen.
I'm glad it's not Alistair Black versus Bray Wyatt. That wouldn't be a match I'm looking forward to whatsoever.
That would have made more sense to me.
Not a match I want to see, though. I want to see Cesaro, seeing what he can do against Alistair Black. I think that would be a fun match.
Who do you think wins? Alistair Black, obviously.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay, how about Drew Gulak and Tony Nese? You think Drew Gulak drops the title to the former champ? I don't. This match is kind of there. I guess it'll be on the pre-show.
I feel like almost all the Cruiserweight matches are, except maybe one of them.
Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley. That's not a Cruiserweight match. That's like 305 Live, right?
It's a big match. I'm just a little disappointed with the last man standing stipulation because it doesn't solve the problem that they had in their Falls Count Anywhere match, where they went through the stage and both men were out. Both men are out in the last man standing match. No one wins still.
That's true. So they had a Falls Count Anywhere match. They went through the stage and they were both down for the count.
Right.
If they do it again this time and they're both down for 10, match is over. That's a good point about this last man standing match. If both guys are down, nobody's left standing, the match still ends, right?
Well, yeah, just no contest.
It's no contest or whatever.
Draw.
You think that's going to happen? I hope not. But I feel like they're dragging this thing out. Like they're going to do it again at SummerSlam. they've invested a lot of TV time in the past couple weeks. Also, Bobby Lashley beating Rey Mysterio. Like, Rey comes back. He's like, I beat the doctor's predictions. I'm back. I feel like he just dropped the U.S. title to Joe like 3 weeks ago, and now he's like, yeah, I'm not so hurt. It's cool. And then Bobby Lashley shows up because Rey says, he's like, I want to have an open challenge. I'm ready to wrestle. You're like, cool, Rey Mysterio's back. This is going to be good. Bobby Lashley shows up, spears him, squashes him. Bobby gets a 619, like no-sells it, spears Rey, beats him, gorilla pressed him into some referees after the match, and then talks about Braun Strowman. Like, Rey was an afterthought here. I felt bad for Rey Mysterio. The guy's a legend of the business, and he's back, and whatever. Just gets destroyed by Bobby Lashley like he's Zack Ryder or Kurt Hawkins or somebody.
But it does make sense. It's Bobby Lashley. I mean, if anyone's going to destroy
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, but Bobby can go in there and destroy people. He should be. They need to make Bobby look like he's a powerful guy, because when he's wrestling Braun Strowman, it's kind of give and take. So he needs to have that kind of showing where he's like invincible. It sucks it's Rey Mysterio that has to take the beating, but I think it's okay for Rey because Rey can come back from that.
I suppose. I don't know. It would make more sense if they were trying to push a young guy over a Rey Mysterio, you know, but Bobby's 42 and Rey's 44, so...
I don't think that really hurt anybody. In the long run, Rey is just going to have to climb back up, the underdog, which he usually always is, and Bobby looked amazing, which he needs to look amazing.
How about AJ Styles takes the U.S. title from Ricochet, and then Rey Mysterio, AJ Styles feud over the U.S. title?
Down the road, yeah.
Have we seen a Rey Mysterio, AJ Styles, like, proper feud? Ever? I don't think so.
Not that I can think of, no.
Can we do that? Can we get that done?
Sure, we should.
It's money. Rey is a great babyface, and AJ with the club, great heels.
Of course.
You're welcome, WWE. Again, should have hired me instead of Eric Bischoff.
Well, Paul Heyman's pretty good. I wouldn't diss Paul Heyman.
I didn't say me instead of Paul Heyman. I said Eric Bischoff.
Well, you're talking about a Raw Championship. That's Paul Heyman.
Well, whatever. Don't worry about it, John. How about the SmackDown Tag Team titles? Daniel Bryan and Rowan defending against the New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods, and Heavy Machinery, Otis and Tucker. There was a fun match on SmackDown this week that I very much enjoyed. It was the, a triple threat match. Otis, Xavier Woods, and Daniel Bryan. Otis got the pinfall on Woods after a nice power slam. Enjoyed that match. Enjoyed the promo as well beforehand. Big E and Woods in the ring. Daniel Bryan and Rowan show up and says no one takes New Day seriously. Xavier Woods says he doesn't want to hear from Daniel Bryan. He wants to hear from Rowan. He says Bryan is Rowan's daddy, and Rowan gets really upset. And then Daniel Bryan says New Day are some of the best athletes in the WWE and have some of the best matches, but they couldn't escape the middle of the card because they're a comedy act.
It's very true.
Solid points from Daniel Bryan. He's trying to bring back the tag team division. He's trying to make tag team wrestling serious, and he did say at one point he wants to defend the SmackDown tag team titles in the main event of WrestleMania. He wants to bring tag team wrestling back to the forefront and change it from a novelty mid-card comedy act, which he says the New Day is, and he says that Heavy Machinery is as well, following in the mold of the New Day. Great athletes capable of having great matches, but just a comedy act, joking around, and no one takes them seriously. I like what Daniel Bryan is saying. He's saying a lot of true things. However, when he says the New Day never really ventured outside of the mid-card, Kofi Kingston is the WWE champion. So, there's that.
Well, I think he meant more Xavier and Big E.
As
much.
A tag team, he's talking about. And doing that as the New Day, as a tag team. They were never able to get to the main event of the card. They were never able to headline WWE pay-per-views, even though they probably could have at certain moments in their career. But Bryan says they weren't taken seriously enough because of their gimmick and their promos and how they present themselves. And I think Daniel Bryan is doing something not only for his character and Like, they gave him the tag team championship, and they said, okay, do something with this.
Right.
But he's doing something for the WWE as a whole. He recognizes that their main competition right now is AEW. And AEW is run, 2 out of the 4 guys that run AEW are the 2 best, the best tag team in the world, 2 of the best tag team wrestlers on the planet, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks.
Okay.
The Young Bucks believe tag team wrestling should be a bigger focus in the business.
They're not wrong.
Should main event cards. Should be treated with more respect than it has been.
Right, yeah, they should.
And AEW is going to do that. So Daniel Bryan, trying to strengthen the tag team division, make it something to look out for, make it serious, I think is helping the WWE, because he knows that AEW is going to come in full force with their tag team division, and it's going to be one of the main selling points of their product, and people are going to see the WWE's tag team division and laugh. And as a tag team champion, he doesn't want to be laughed at. So he's trying to lift up the WWE tag team division, and I don't know if everybody's recognizing what he's trying to do and why he's trying to do it. You look at AEW, I mean, on Dave and Johnny Live, which you can watch right now on our YouTube channel, we previewed Fight for the Fallen. One of the main selling points on that card is a non-title tag team match between SCU and the Lucha Brothers. That's just 2 of the tremendous tag teams that they have in that company. They are clearly focused on tag team wrestling. You've got Player Uno and Stu Grayson. They're in a tag team. You've got the Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. They're a tag team. You've got Private Party. You've got, of course, the Young Bucks. You've got Cody and Dustin Rhodes, another tag team. You know, it's the Bucks versus Cody this weekend at Fight for the Fallen. That's another big tag team match. There's a lot of focus on tag team wrestling. The Lucha Brothers, the Best Friends, Chucky T and Trent Beretta, SCU. There is a lot of focus on tag team wrestling in AEW, and one of the things that we do know about their TV, when they start TV shows, is they're going to do a tag team title tournament that's going to be very serious, that's going to stretch over several weeks, if not months. So this is all happening in the WWE's main competition. They need to be ready from all angles, and the tag team division is one of the bases they need covered. And I think Daniel Bryan has recognized this and is preparing himself. And I applaud him because Daniel Bryan, one of the reasons why he's one of the best to ever do it is because he sees the game as a whole, and he's always a few steps ahead of everyone else.
Well, the game is different, though, in WWE, as you know.
The game is different because it's Triple H, the cerebral assassin.
I didn't mean that, but yeah,
Oh,
sure.
not that guy? Triple H,
Sure.
the game?
It's Triple H, not Cody, yeah, sure. But I meant that there's 2 tag team divisions in WWE. You have the Raw and SmackDown tag team divisions, so you have 2 sets of tag team champions. So it makes it a much different landscape, where it's a lot harder, I think, to get the best tag team matches because you're kind of trying to separate your best tag teams into all these little tag teams.
What did I say a few weeks ago? Didn't I have a big tirade on the show about the tag team division and unifying the tag team titles?
Yeah, well, they haven't done that yet, and we're having 2 sets of tag team title matches at the pay-per-view, so they're not doing it.
Well, you're talking about unifying the Universal and WWE Championship at SummerSlam. Why couldn't we unify the tag team titles at the same time?
We should hopefully get on that path, but will we get on that path? I don't see it right now.
The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan and Rowan, WrestleMania for the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles. Main event. Book it.
If it's going to be the main event, sure. But to get to that point, I think we're still far away from that.
Well, WrestleMania is in April 2020. We got a lot of time.
We do.
We can figure it out. Give me a call, Vince. I'll figure it out for you. No problem. All right. Daniel Bryan and Rowan defending against the New Day, defending against Heavy Machinery. This match should be great. I'm a huge fan of all 6 guys in this match. They're all tremendous. I like Tucker, too. Like, Tucker cut a promo on SmackDown this week. The guy can talk.
He's okay.
People thought Otis was the star of the group. I thought Otis was the star of the team. I still kind of do, but Tucker isn't just like a Jannetty that you can throw away. Tucker is a legit star. He's a legit wrestler, and I think he's going to be in the WWE for years to come. I was impressed by Tucker this week. The guy can talk. He's not just Otis's tag team partner.
No, he could be something on his own eventually, but I think for now it's good what they're doing with the tag team.
Keep them as a tag team. They're a great tag team. I think they're really already established and very, very good.
Well, they've had one good, strong showing on pay-per-view. That's good, and hopefully they'll get another one. But, again, it's a slow build right now, I think, for them. And that's another problem, I think, for Daniel Bryan, that he's building up these tag teams. Besides New Day, you don't have a lot of experienced tag teams on SmackDown.
New Day, and that's why you unify the belts. You get the Usos, you get Revival. But I think Daniel Bryan single-handedly has made Heavy Machinery a legit tag team and a tag team you could believe in. The promos that he's done, the work that he's had with them, the matches, he's made them. He's so good, Daniel Bryan. He's so good. I don't understand how some people don't see it.
Oh, I see it, but the thing is, like, there's no doubt in your mind, I'm sure, like in mine, that Daniel Bryan and Rowan are definitely winning this match.
I think so. I think they remain tag team champions for a long time. Like I said, I could see them being tag team champions going into WrestleMania next year. That's big. Here's another tag team match. Man, tag team wrestling actually is at the forefront of this pay-per-view. I didn't really realize it. But if you look at the main events, who wins, though, Strowman or Lashley? We didn't pick a winner.
I'll go with...
I'm going to go with Bobby.
Wow, I was going with Bobby, too. You did that. All right, cool.
We're going with Bobby. All right, tag team match time, playa. The Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. Do you think this should main event? I do. It's The Undertaker.
Yeah,
He
but
main evented the Super Showdown with Goldberg.
Seth Rollins main evented Stopping Grounds.
Taker wasn't there.
Okay, that's true. That's a good point.
Taker's on this card. Taker's the main event. It's the Dead Man. It's the Phenom.
Yeah, okay, I guess you're right. Sure. I don't think it's a bad option either way.
Do Taker and Roman win? Or do Shane and Drew and Elias use some sort of evil deeds and trickery and cheating to win?
I think you'll see a lot of everything in this match, but in the end, I think Roman and Taker are winning this match.
I'm not sure. I'm not certain. Roman he did lose to Shane, though, at Super Showdown, right?
Right. But he beat Drew at Stomping Grounds.
Yeah, he beat Drew, but who cares? But there are rumors that Undertaker is supposed to wrestle Drew at SummerSlam.
Okay.
Maybe you want to set that up by having Drew beat Taker somehow here and Taker needing revenge at SummerSlam. And I could see maybe Roman trying to get revenge on Shane at SummerSlam. I know we're talking about Kevin Owens, but Roman's there too.
Well, that's it. Maybe you give Roman the win here because he's not going to wrestle Shane at SummerSlam.
So this is the payoff for Roman, and
Right.
Taker continues with Drew for some reason.
Yeah, sure.
So maybe Taker and Roman win here, and Drew beats Taker at SummerSlam.
Well, you hope.
Who hopes?
You hope that's going to happen. I don't know if that's going to happen.
I don't hope Drew beats Taker at SummerSlam. I want Taker to go over, brother.
Really? I thought you'd like to see like the young talent finally beat the veterans that keep hogging the spotlight.
Talent, brother. Talent's the operative word there.
All right.
I'm just kidding around, Drew McIntyre. I think he probably should win. I think the right thing to do would be for Drew to win, but I want to see Taker win. That's just me.
You're jumping ahead here. So for this one,
Taker and Roman. Let's go with Taker and Roman.
Okay.
And Drew beats him at SummerSlam.
Fine.
Makes sense, right? And how about Seth and Becky versus Baron and Lacey? They've spent so much time on this thing. So many weird promos with Baron and Lacey. Although they made sure to tell you that their relationship is strictly business, unlike Seth and Becky, who are in a personal relationship. Baron and Lacey are not together.
Well, didn't Baron said if they win, maybe their relationship would be different?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Baron Corbin is the father of Maria's baby. You see Maria tell Mike Kanellis that she's not sure he's the father of her baby after she demanded ice cream and pickles.
I'm not too interested in that. They kind of just threw this out of nowhere, and I don't know why I should care about these characters so much.
I don't care. I don't care whatsoever about Maria or Mike Kanellis or who the baby is or whatever. So, who the baby is? Who the father of the baby is. I don't care who the baby is either, okay? The baby's a baby, all right? No big deal.
As a father, I'm surprised you say something like that, but wow.
I care about my own baby. I don't care about Maria's baby.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I wish them well, but, like, what do I care about their baby? So Seth and Becky, they don't have a baby. They're going to wrestle Baron and Lacey, baby. So if Baron and Lacey don't win, they never get a shot at the Universal title or Raw Women's title as long as Seth and Becky are champion, right?
Right, that's correct.
Whatever. And if they do win, Baron becomes Universal Champion and Lacey becomes Raw Women's Champion.
With one pinfall.
They will not win.
Probably not.
Seth and Becky will win. I don't think this match will be very good. I think the outcome is a foregone conclusion. We know what's going to happen. Who cares?
I don't think it'll be that bad. Extreme Rules. This should be a fun match.
This is the match I'm least interested in on this whole card. I'd rather watch Braun wrestle Bobby Lashley. I'd rather watch Taker and Roman wrestle Shane and Drew.
There's one thing I have to say about these tag team main events, though. They really shouldn't be tags, because if there's no rules, you don't have to do tags at all.
They probably won't tag.
No, they probably will tag.
Nah, Becky will pair off with Lacey. She'll start, they'll tag at the beginning, but then it'll just turn into a big tornado tag melee, no?
Well, you never have to tag to begin with, so it shouldn't be. It should just be brawls straight up.
Well, maybe they'll do that. Maybe somebody will recognize that.
I don't think they'll do that.
It is Extreme Rules. Yeah, both of these matches, right?
Right.
So Shane and Drew versus Roman and Taker, no holds barred, and then Seth and Becky versus Baron and Lacey, Extreme Rules. They shouldn't tag.
But they probably will.
Well, we'll find out at WWE Extreme Rules. Watch us on the YouTube channel right after the show. You can go to our YouTube channel right now, youtube.com/ringsidereport.net. You can watch this show, Wrestling Uncensored, on our YouTube channel. Some of you are doing that right now.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. RingsideReport.net is the website. I'll be back after Extreme Rules. Johnny might be back on the YouTube channel. We'll find out. Tune in.
Yeah.
Tune in right after Extreme Rules to see who will be here with me talking about the whole thing. In the meantime, Big Johnny, when can people see you in the ring?
Oh, I can't tell you. That's a secret right now.
What?
I'll have to tell you later when I can confirm it. I can't confirm it right now.
So you have your next potential booking, but you don't want to talk about it because it might be a surprise, like you might be a mystery opponent?
Possibly. It's more of a mystery booking kind of thing, but yeah.
Okay. Well, will you reveal it on your Twitter or Instagram?
When I'm legally allowed to, yes.
Oh, wow. So follow him on Twitter at North Genesis. Follow him on Instagram at Genesis Johnny North to find out where you can see him in the ring. You can follow me at Dave Simon MMA on all the things. RingsideReport.net, WrestlingUncensored.net is the website. A big thanks to everybody helping us out back at the station. All the radio stations across the country helping us out. And a big thanks to you for listening and watching. For Johnny North, I am Dave Simon, and this has been Wrestling Uncensored. Yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.